Hi, welcome back to Roger's Off-Grid Adventures. Today we're going to talk about the sawmill. So with August coming to a close, the cabin was mostly dried in and sawmill was arriving soon. It was ordered in May or June, late May, early June. Showed up late September, early October. It was time at the beginning of September to start prepping for its arrival. So in early September, Lance and Beetle showed up and spent the weekend. Lance brought his tractor. This image shows where they camped. This is what is now known as the South Trail. I got a load of gravel delivered and we went to work building a pad to set the sawmill on. So Lance used his tractor to haul the gravel from the road back to the sawmill site, which is about, 400, 500 feet. Also, I almost forgot to mention it. This was the first load of gravel ever delivered to my property. And we didn't necessarily use all the gravel just on the pad for the sawmill. Lance did a lot of trail work, making stuff smooth. As an aside, this is also the weekend where the cabin was officially dried in. Beetle helped me finish framing up that door wall. So fall setting in, I finally got the sawmill, received the sawmill and then got it up to the off-grid property. Here you can see it sitting in the driveway on the trailer. Here's another shot of that showing the trail going back to the sawmill site. Before getting sick, I was able to pull some of the crated sawmill apart and hand carried that back to the site. And here you can see the pad that was put in the previous weekend or so. Finally, everything came together to do the assembly of the sawmill. So the weekend that happened, it was cold. We got a light dusting of snow. The morning, Lance and Jay showed up. I was comfortably camped in my now dried in cabin. They slept in a tent. They weren't too impressed with the weather. But they were there and we went to work. Lance brought up his tractor again. Jay brought up his mechanical wizardry, and between the three of us, we got the thing put together. Here you can see Jay directing Lance. He's got the power head hoisted with the boom or with the bucket on his tractor. That made that job very easy. And once they got it down, I posed for a picture so I could take credit for all their hard work. But by the end of the weekend, we had everything assembled, all the heavy pieces were put in place. That's why we needed the tractor there, so it was mission accomplished. The following weekend, I had lots of things to do, like level the tracks, lubricate all the pieces and parts, adjust tension in the blade, make sure cables were all connected properly. I forget all of the things that needed to be done, but that weekend was largely about tuning and adjusting and getting everything ready to go. But that weekend I still didn't get a chance to put a log on it, so I had to be patient and wait another week. That week went by and I got back to it. I put my first log on it. Here you can see a little montage of that log going up, hole, first cut, first board. That lumber was used to create a rack to mount solar panels to. Solar power is a subject for another video, but that'll be coming soon. But finally I was able to run a log through the sawmill. The first real project for the sawmill was a porch for the cabin. But before getting serious about running logs through the sawmill, I had to create some ramps so I could get logs onto the sawmill. So I did use a couple logs to create those ramps. Once I had those ramps in place, then it was relatively easy to roll a log up onto the bunks. Here you can see my first boards out of my, I guess that would be second log, or maybe even third log at this point. Then I ran another log through, got some more boards. First real lumber coming off of the sawmill. Making slab wood. I didn't realize how much slab wood I was going to end up with. And here's a look at the finished product. I left one board off because I needed to rip it. It didn't occur to me that I could just throw it on the sawmill and rip it on site. I brought it back to my shop in the cities and ran it through the table saw. Go figure. And most importantly, we needed approval from the camp dog. I'm not sure what that expression on his face says, but I do believe that's approval. I think I'll wrap this up and leave you with this interesting log I found. Not sure what this ultimately turned into, but it hung around for the winter and a good part of the next summer. But it kept on creeping me out, so I had to end up cutting it up and turning it into something. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Over and out.